अभी इतने जोशीले गाने के बाद मेरे मुंह से अंग्रेजी लफ्ज नहीं निकल रहे, तो आप सभी का तहे दिल से पहले तो शुक्रिया और दिल से स्वागत कि आप, मुझे मालूम है सुबह उठकर आने में काफ़ी लोगों को दिक्कत हुई है, बट आप सभी आए हैं और हमें थोड़ी पिटाई भी होने वाली है इसके लिए कुछ लोगों से, बट हम बहुत खुश हैं आपको देखते हुए कि आज 40 साल ये संस्था के पूरे हुए हैं। और किसी भी संस्था की ज़िंदगी में 40 साल पूरे होना एक अपने आप में ही एक बहुत बड़ा माइलस्टोन होता है। और कल से लेकर के और उसके पहले से भी लेकर के ईमेल पर, व्हाट्सएप पर जिस किस्म के संदेश आ रहे हैं हमारे लिए, और सब कह रहे हैं कि जागोरी ने जो एक फेमिनिस्ट सॉलिडारिटी का, जो एक बहनापा, उसका जो एक माहौल बना के रखा है इतने 40 सालों में और अभी भी बरकरार है, उसके लिए सबने हमको एक तो खुशियाँ बांटी है और धन्यवाद भी दिए हैं। लेकिन हम कहते हैं कि मतलब ये कहते हुए, ये सब काम करते हुए हमें तो बहुत मज़ा आता है और आप सबके साथ के बिना ये नहीं होता। और वही आज का हमारा थीम है कि तुम्हारा साथ मिलने से ही। कल कल भी गाए थे हम ये गाना, तो मैं अभी मंजिमा को बुलाती हूँ कि आज के कॉन्फ्रेंस का ये जो पूरा थीम बनाया है। मंजिमा, एज यू मेनी ऑफ यू नो, शी इज़ आवर वर्ड स्मिथ, so she has everything on, she knows everything about this conference, panels, हर एक के पीछे क्या सोच है, like a back of her hand. तो मंजिमा, please come on the stage.
गुड मॉर्निंग टू एवरीवन। आज का कॉन्फ्रेंस एक्चुअली जब जागोरी बोर्ड ने मुझे बोला कि ये 40 इयर्स का सेलिब्रेशन करना है, वी थॉट कि क्या थीम पे हम रखें, कौन आज का क्या करें और क्या थीम रखें उसका। वी थॉट ऑफ मैनी थीम्स जो जागोरी हैज़ बीन इन्वॉल्व इन ओवर द ईयर्स, बट आई थिंक सबसे ज़्यादा रेजोनेट किया इस मोमेंट पे ये फेमिनिस्ट सॉलिडारिटी, जो जागोरी का काम भी रहा है ओवर द ईयर्स, चाहे वो रूरल विमेन के साथ हो, चाहे कल्चरल फॉर्म्स के थ्रू हो। और इस मोमेंट में जब when we feel that the world is very divided and fragmented, then really that essence of feminist solidarity is what we felt we wanted to think about more, reflect on more. So this conference is much more about Jagori and friends, peers, all of you really revisiting this idea of feminist solidarity and thinking more closely about it. So that was really the starting point for us. I think when I started then researching this idea of solidarity and what have been the conceptual contours of this, I think the first thing I really remembered was what are the ways in which we learn to be in solidarity. I remember that as a child, I grew up in the Middle East in the 1980s, and one of my first memories of feeling something like solidarity was when we were asked to knit quilts for Lebanese and Palestinian refugees in the camps. And there was, or raising money through tuck shops. We would bake cakes and sell them and collect money, and we knew that they went to the Palestinian children in the refugee camps. And it was these small actions, छोटे चीज़ें थे लेकिन बहुत concrete और thoughtful थे, that allowed us to even fleetingly be in someone else's shoes and unsettled us from the privileged life that we were leading at the time. So today is a little bit, I think, about that, really grounding ourselves in concrete examples of solidarity, in making sense of the present moment, and the challenges that we are facing in actually practicing a certain kind of authentic solidarity. As I began my readings, I think there were 2-3 things that I want to sort of set the frame for today. I think the difference I realized, the transitions over time from sisterhood, ya behenchara, to solidarity, to newer ideations of friendship, of allyship. So what are the differences actually between these? I realized that sisterhood is premised on sameness, whereas solidarity is premised on difference. and friendship, allyship, newer conceptualizations, also a little maybe feminist, technocratic language suited to the current form of NGOization and professional sort of social change work that we are in. But I realized that solidarity as a word seems very self-evident, but actually it's very complex and a paradox. Because when you recognize difference in the other, you also entrench where you are coming from. And you are reiterating differences too. And I realized that there are many aspects actually in conceptual work on this theme, and I'm just going to name some of them. A scholar called Sandra Bartke, who felt that solidarity is a precondition for feminist action, that it is when you feel with, you have empathy, that is what drives a political kind of action together. Claire Hemmings, who a queer theorist, who felt that it's actually not about identity at all, but the self. When you feel that the self and what society expects from you, there's a huge gap between the two, whoever you are and wherever you are, and that makes you desire social change, desire transformed society, and that is what actually leads to solidarity. We have the reflective solidarity, a concept put forward by a scholar, Jodie Dean, where solidarity is achieved through argument, through dialogue, through communication. There was then the South Asian theorists like Chandra Mohanty and others who said that it's actually not a precondition. Solidarity emerges because you act in concert. It's in doing that solidarity emerges. And my favorite, however, was what a more contemporary scholar, Shirin Rai, says, where she says that solidarity is really when you are, what is fundamental is remaining critical of our own practices, regardless of position of privilege. So it's not just those who are privileged who have to be critical and reflective, but also the oppressed who have to critically evaluate all practices of being in solidarity together. I think so for me, I think the definition that sort of emerges is that solidarity is a collective power that grows out of action in concert, of feeling with, that binds members of a movement together and enables feminists to build coalitions with each other, with oppositional movements, and so on. It raised some questions for me too. I felt that what are the risks, there are limitations and risks to this concept too, right? We seek large numbers. When we think solidarity, we think massive protests, but we know also that that dilutes politics, that there's a compromise involved, there is a common minimum that puts pressure on people to take black and white positions. Or it can lead to a forced or formulaic kind of intersectionality, very math style kind of approach. Also being very self-conscious may be at odds to the organic nature of movements. The question was also that how can we overcome the challenges of current modes of working in this sector, where we do so much online that leaves swathes of people out of the purview of our actions, where we are constrained by so many rules and regulations that make earlier actions of collective solidarity unstable and inconsistent. When tried and tested ways of building solidarity, whether it's posters, songs, or text, they don't have the kind of uptake that they once used to. And multiple forces again mean we don't have the kind of numbers we ever want on the streets. And there is the context of neoliberal individual feminism, all of which put a strain on older ways of practicing solidarity. On the other hand, there are new concepts that are very exciting. And I think friendship, allyship, they continue to be very exciting. Transnational feminism, chosen family, ideas of the chosen family. There are new conceptualizations which are perhaps more suited to the current moment. So what is the use of solidarity, given that we have intersectionality, intergenerational, these kinds of thrusts which also account for difference? But the more I read, I think I felt that this idea of solidarity is very elastic. Like it is able to accommodate both what an author says, the political claims of diversity amongst people, and it also holds this political need for unity. And so within that, it's a very capacious, elastic kind of a concept that is able to really help us see the complexity of the moment we are in. It also connects us to the past and the future, being a futuristic idea of really a different kind of relationship between one another. And I want to end with a quote by Bell Hooks, who wrote about sisterhood and political solidarity in 1986. And that I felt really spoke to me. She's writing this in 1986, and she says, "In this new year, I feel it is imperative that feminist activists recognize the primacy of struggle, the significance of struggle in political work on an individual and collective level. Radical commitment to political struggle carries with it the willingness to accept responsibility for using conflict constructively as a way to enhance and enrich our understanding of one another, as a guide directing and shaping the parameters of our political solidarity. Within the feminist movement, racial conflict between white women and women of color continues to be one area of struggle. Often these conflicts are so overwhelming that they cause us to despair that we can ever live and work together in social spaces that are not irrevocably tainted by politics of domination. Since energy wanes and hope diminishes, it is absolutely necessary for feminist activists to renew our commitment to political struggle and strengthen our solidarity. This means that we must work with greater diligence to confront racism and what have you, and the conflicts that it engenders, with the conviction that sustained committed struggle will lead towards a liberatory feminist political agenda. And so it is with this commitment that we open today's conference. So over the day, we have 4 sessions, which include a conversation with founders, which is coming up next. After that, we have a session on collective knowledge production, and then on language, and finally on collective action, which we identified as sort of the 3 pillars which sort of drive feminist solidarity. So I know we started late, and I think that's all right. We won't get stressed about that. And I would like to now invite Kalpana Vishwanath to join us on stage. I'm going to invite now the first panel. The first panel is titled Tumhara Saath Milne Se, 40 Years of Building Solidarity, Feminist Solidarity. And this session will actually recall the contexts in which women's groups like Jaguri began their work and what feminist solidarity meant to them in practice. So I'm going to call our founder members as well as some of our board members, Abha, Shiba, Runudi, Nandita, and Inakshi, and Jogi. So if you could come up, I'm just going to give a brief 2-line about everyone. Yes. So all of you, while they may not need introduction, I think as a formality and so that you all know, Abha Bhaiya is one of the founder trustees of Jaguri, founder member of Sangat and Jaguri Rural Charitable Trust, Himachal Pradesh, where she's the executive director right now. She's been active in the women's movement for nearly 50 years. And she's been an activist, researcher, campaigner, and she set up a feminist retreat center where many of you may have gone, as Jaguri Green Tara Organic Campus in the mountains, which is where she works in 250 villages of the Kangra district. Yeah. Jogi. Hi, Jogi. Jogi was born in Haryana, and in 1979, he co-founded Life Tools in Delhi with Shiba Chachi. He studied at NID, and he is committed to bringing design service to marginalized communities, from artisans to people with disabilities. He continues to focus on 3 main areas: teaching designers globally, through stepping back, he feels that design schools have become more like factories now. So he's leading workshops where artisans and designers co-create as equals, and he works to document India's traditional and evolving arts, crafts, and lifestyles to critically inspire future generations. Welcome, Jogi. Runudi. Runudi, I did not know, started her journey as a teacher in the Action India Community School in New Simapuri, a JJ colony. And then since then, she's been actively involved in the women's movement. From a teacher, she became a community worker and organizer, engaging with women to understand their lives, including women from beedi workers and weavers communities across Delhi. She has extensive experience as a gender trainer. She's been part of Saheli and Sangat, and she's also a poet who contributed some of the early wonderful poems to Hum Sabla, the Jagori Diaries, and so on. And she's also been part of the theatre practitioner work. Shiba's lens-based works investigate contemporary questions about gender, the body, the city, cultural memory, and eco-philosophy through intimate sensorial encounters. Shiba began as an activist and photographer documenting the women's movement in India. And she was awarded the Jurors Prize for Contemporary Art in Asia by the Singapore Art Museum in 2011 and the Tun Prize for Art and Ethics in 2018. Nandita and Inakshi are our board members. Nandita is the founder and co-director of Akshara. She's a researcher and trainer. She's been in the women's movement for 45 years. And she's co-authored a milestone book called Issues at Stake, which is textbook reading in most of our women's studies courses. Inakshi is a human rights activist for the last 4 decades, and she's co-founder and former co-director of the Haq Center for Child Rights. She's currently the executive director of Housing and Land Rights Network. And she's engaged in research, advocacy, especially on laws and policies concerning children. Welcome, everyone. What a distinguished panel. I'm so happy and proud to have you all here. Kalpana, it's over to you.
So along with the panel, we would like to remember 2 founders who are not with us today. And it is with really deep sadness that we remember, but also with beautiful memories that we remember Gauriti and Kamla. And I would like to ask us to take a moment of silence to remember. Manjima talked about solidarity, and I think the one definition that I like the most, which I thought of myself without hearing you, is the one that it is a striving. It's a process, it's a journey, it's not an end. There's no end to solidarity. We cannot say, oh, now we have achieved solidarity. It's always in the making. It's in the striving that we can build solidarity. So Jagori has been, I think, a journey of building this solidarity. Sometimes it's been easy, it's so natural. Sometimes it's been difficult, painful. And I think all of us as feminists must accept it on all honesty that building a feminist movement, building a feminist collective, but also building feminist organizations that many of us have done. And Jagori is both a movement and an organization, and we must recognize and accept the struggles of both. And in some sense, they're not that different. They are about building leadership, but accepting difference, building friendships, tackling power, identities. So without much ado, I am going to ask the 4 founder members to have a conversation amongst themselves on why did you start Jagori? What was it at that moment that drove you to it? What was your motivation? What was the core of Jagori for you? And why does it continue? Why does it continue in the way it does? Though your involvement is different from in 1984. I'm going to ask Abha most naturally because Abha was the first coordinator of Jagori. And so if we can have a conversation between the four of you, Abha, you can start, and then it's a similar question really to all of you to reflect on in the first round. So over to you, Abha.
Yeah. I really don't know where to begin. But with the salam, मुझे देख के आश्चर्य होता है, खुशी के आंसू भी हैं कि हम चल पड़े बगैर जाने हुए कि जाना कहाँ है. And that was the beginning. To be honest, there was no motive because Jagori is one of the first feminist organization, one of. And that time, we were part of Saheli, we were part of Sri Sangarsh, we were part of the street play Om Swaha. And when I started writing my notes, I suddenly threw them out because the memory is so scattered, बिखरी हुई है. कभी कुछ याद आता है, कभी कुछ याद आता है. पर एक चीज़ जो मैं शुरुआत में कहना चाहती हूँ, बगैर गौरी और कमला, Jagori was not possible. The other thing, most of you don't know, except maybe Jogi and Shiva, we had an amazing friend called Vikas Bhai. I mean, you remember. Nandita remembers. And Vikas Bhai was a Gandhian Marxist. Quite an interesting combination. He wore khadi. He looked like Marx. And he was a great friend of ours. And when we were planning, I was thinking, I want to start something. We were all sitting together. And Vikas came one day and said, here is 10,000 rupees. Do what you like. That is the beginning of Jagori. We started with 10,000 rupees. We made sets of books, which we gave to various small little organizations in the Hindi belt. And we made 2,000 rupees. And that's how we began Jagori. And I think this is very important to also remember Vikas as a man, as a Marxist, as a Gandhian, who gave us this starting point. How did we come together? I think we have been friends and with very complementary skills, very complementary group. How 7 of us came together, I don't know. It was mostly friendship rather than solidarity. And we had an idea that Saheli was really all over our campaign on anti-dowry, the dowry deaths, as the main media called it. State institutions were defining it stove burst deaths. We shifted, the first act of shifting the naming of an event was, these are dowry murders, premeditated, and they are not deaths. So that was really a political statement, and I think naming is a political act. So that's what was the beginning, and after that, that naming continued during our process. We were more on the streets. I remember the Jagori started in my house, Barsati, in a small little place. But it was so powerful, just because of all of us coming together and thinking that we now need to, from the city, from Delhi, Bastis, we need to work in the Bastis and we need to work in rural hinterland of Hindi belt. So that was kind of a thought that emerges. Now these are my memories. They are very different from Jogi and Shiva and Bruno and Gauri. I always now, whenever I sat down, I remember how Gauri used to challenge us, push us, and said, okay, let's start Sabla Sangh. And together in 1984, Ankur, Action India, Jagori and Ankur, we started Sabla Sangh and started working in the slum. Naurati is sitting here, I don't think Sabra is here, Shanti is not here, and Runu, and we divided our bastis where we would like to work. I just want to quickly say that Jagori emerged along with what was going on nationally in India. And one thing that happened, which I would like to recall because nobody remembers, and people who are working on the issue of sexuality think that they began it. Women's movement never picked it up. In 1984, 2 police women got married. And Jagori was the only organization that had wrote a letter to the police DIG that this is a human rights issue and you cannot throw these women out of the service. That was the first. The second was when Vimla Farooqui, the chairperson of NFIW, wrote to the President of India that the gay festival, that the gay workshop festival that Bombay Gay Community was organizing was against our culture. Again, Jagori has written that letter, which you have put in the diary. Thank you so much. It's an important memory. So issue of sexuality has been very central to Jagori from day one. And we have always been doing our workshop. Bhavari, Roop Kanwar, we were, I mean, what Kalpana and Manjima said, to be honest, it was not thinking that we have to go and support. We just ran. We sat in buses, we walked, we were in Jaipur, both times. And that's where inside Jagori's kind of a small little office and in the public, Jagori started emerging and we started going to rural areas. Last story. All of us were sitting together and we said, what does it mean to live like a poor woman? And because we wanted to work with them. So we, 11 or 12 of us, went to Sevapuri near Varanasi, where there was a Musar Basti. And we all went and we made a commitment that we will not take any food with us. We will only take one change of clothes and go with minimum. And we were given a mud house to stay together. And we thought we'll also do a small little exhibition on Aurat Ka Chamatkar, you know, like talking about. Now these are women who are nomadic, no literacy, no right, no identity, no citizenship. And we started living there. And that time, a potato was being harvested. So we all decided to be there, and we started harvesting potatoes. And that was the only wage in the evening. We got 1 kilo, 1.5 kilo ka potatoes as our wage. So we were doing that. Now in the night, what do you do with the potato? So we saw that they were kind of roasting them in the firewood, and we did the same, ate that. And then you go to a shop, give the potatoes, and buy a little bit of oil and salt. So that's what we were doing. We did it for 3-4 days, living there. There was a guy who became my lover, and he would come and sing songs. Runu remembers that. And bring beer for me. And 4th day, suddenly we see a huge light. There was no light. So kerosene ke lamps the. And we see and we hear a jeep. Vikas arrives with a big box of mithai. And that's when we sat down and we say, what a false act of feeling together with the poor. Look at the privileges, you know. Somebody cares for us, comes there. But having accepted that, we continued, we stayed there for 10 days. But that was quite a learning, how to live with people with hunger, no options. And one day it was severe winter, I was wearing socks and chappals. And one Musar woman came and touched my socks. And I can't tell you, I cried for half an hour. Just that touch said so much. And I think Jagori was one organization that valued silence, not only speech. I'll end here.
Well, so much of what I have to say overlaps with what Abha has already beautifully described and shared. The energy of the 80s, I came back to Delhi in 1980. I'd been hearing about the dowry murders through my sister, Amrita Chachi, who was one of the founders of Stree Sangharsh, which was the first feminist organization in Delhi. And came to Delhi, and it was an extraordinary time, the early 80s. एक जुनून था, दहेज विरोधी आंदोलन बुलंद था और जोरों से बढ़ता जा रहा था. ओम स्वाहा जगह जगह जाते थे, परफॉर्म करते थे. Women would stand up after the performance and narrate their own stories. These were public testimonies. Those women, some of them like Shahjahan Appa and Satyarani Chadda, went on to become key activists in the anti-dowry struggle. that energy of that time, not just dowry, but also rape, also violence against women, basically we were simply there. Organizational identities were very fluid. There was Sri Sangharsh, there was Action India, there was we also did this was the autonomous women's movement. We connected also at certain moments with the women's wings of political parties like Janwadi Mahila Samita, Mahila Dakshita Samiti, and like that. Through those first few years, which were essentially focused on protest, working on the streets, generating public opinion, trying to get media interested, and it took some time. It wasn't that media immediately responded. Exposing the complicity between the family, the institutions of the state, the police, the courts, and the whole patriarchal structure within which women were being actually killed and treated like objects, commodities for exchange. From those years, which were essentially years of agitation and protest, emerged several very practical needs. What did we have to offer those women who stood up after the performance of Om Swaha with concrete cases, with needs? We were always there after the fact, after the girl had been murdered, after the bride had been burnt. How could we actually intervene to prevent that happening? From that, Saheli was born, a place which would offer counseling. I hope Savita is here. She's an extraordinary example of someone who came as needing help as a case. She describes herself as a case banke aayi thi, who became a counselor. And with the emergence of Saheli and legal aid, so counseling, legal aid, support. Till then, what we would do very often, we do retrieval, we do dowry retrieval. We shelter women in our own homes, smuggling women out of the back door when the family arrived from the front door. It was all extraordinarily charged, but also ad hoc. And it needed to be systematized, organized, made a little more substantial. Saheli came into being, but it was purely voluntary based. There was no funding, and it was very important politically to keep that character. Along with this, we were doing workshops with women in the bastis via Action India, also with college students. And one of the things that emerged, which was actually extraordinary, was the absolute lack of knowledge that women had of their own bodies, even the college undergraduates. There was a great need to develop material, to develop educational material from a feminist perspective. From that grew Aurat Ka Chamatkar, which became an exhibition which traveled to many places, from the Mehroli Workers' Mela, where there were solidarities with the Bhatti mine workers over there who were having a particular gathering, to the bastis, to various places, and from that grew the Pad. The Pad was an adaptation of an oral storytelling device where Shanti would unroll the Pad along with Sushila, along with other activists of Action India, Jagori. You see, these boundaries were very blurred. It wasn't that this is Jagori, this is Action India, this is Saheli. Up to a point, these fluid boundaries and our fluid movement between these activities was fine. Jagori emerged, to my mind, very much as a response to the need to create material which would, in Hindi, which would reach out to women. Material on health, material on feminism, material which would share our developing understanding of heteropatriarchy. Because through these years of struggle, several things were getting forged. One was an expanded idea of feminism, what it actually meant, our analysis of patriarchy, and along with that, what today is called intersectionality, we were intersectional from the beginning. I mean, really. So the way that women are divided by class, caste, religion was always an important part of that early forging of feminist thought. As Jaguri emerged and then took on an institutional form, even with that very modest, humble beginning, certain conflicts came up between Saheli and Jaguri. We were members of both, sort of founders of both, but there was conflict, and it was heartbreaking because we really, there was an extraordinary idealism of that time. And if there's something I miss today, it is that. We really, we started with Naya Zamana Laenge. We really believed कि हम Naya Zamana लाएंगे. We believed we would change the world. And these were our modes, these were our practices, these were the processes through which we would do that. Jaguri went into, I think, a very key contribution were the cassettes of the songs of the movement. These songs themselves came from multiple sources. Many were written by Kamla, some were adapted from Bollywood songs, some from folk songs, some from the Bombay women's movement, some were old socialist songs. These were all drawn together, sometimes given a feminist twist, and this became one of the first things that reached out to huge numbers of people. Street theatre, a number of Nukkad Nataks that developed, and the dissemination. There was a very interesting moment when I think, I don't know if I'm going on too long. I am. Okay. So I'm basically giving details of what Ava outlined broadly. I think for me, what was really important was that these were processes that we entered because we were part of that time, and the energy of the time, the idealism, and the commitment to political struggle is what bound us together. So for me, this solidarity, which began with being a solidarity amongst us and which expanded through that process of empathy that Manjima talked about, for me, this was critical. As a photographer, there's a lot of ethical issues about photographing, in a sense, the other, the person, the woman who's not of your class, who doesn't have the privileges you do. Some photographers have responded to this by sticking to their own class. For me, it was that I have to move out of this inherited identity, inherited privilege, into a place where I can enter what I call a kind of intersubjective place, where through empathy, I can forge with a woman from a very different location a deeper connection, a solidarity, something where she is not fully herself, I'm not fully myself, but together we make something that is connected and strong and powerful. Feminism for me is not just about women. It is a political philosophy. It is a way of looking at the world. It is critical analysis of heteropatriarchy constructed within neoliberal capital. Sorry to sound jargonistic, but sometimes it's important to say this, and I'll end here.
Thank you so much, Shiva. It is difficult to ask to stop this conversation, I realize, and I think as you were speaking, both of you, I think this is the beginning. Yeah, I think the archiving process that we started will continue, and I think so we will have a chance to hear all the stories. So maybe I'll ask you.
मतलब मैं जागोरी में कैसे आई तो आभा was the driving force, कि एक जाने वहाँ गए तो मैं तो शिवा से उससे पहले मिली भी नहीं थी, जोगी से भी नहीं मिली थी, कमला को टेक्नोक्रेट जानते थे, टेक्नोक्रेट ये क्या ब्यूरोक्रेट यूएन की, और दूर से ही देखते थे। लेकिन वो दोस्ती हुई, वहाँ पर दोस्तियाँ हुई और मैंने देखा कि ये कुछ सॉलिडारिटी भी शब्द तब नहीं जानती थी। तो वो समथिंग जहाँ पर मुझे लगा, जो मैं छात्र आंदोलन में रही हूँ, छात्र आंदोलन में हम आंदोलन के मुद्दों की बातें करते थे, दोस्तियाँ थी, सब कुछ था। लेकिन ये मेरी जो, चाहे सेक्सुअलिटी की बात हो, चाहे मेरी आइडेंटिटी पहचान की बात हो, पेट्रियार्कल सिस्टम में, इसके बारे में कोई खोजबीन थी ही नहीं। यहाँ मैंने देखा जो हम लोग 7 लोग मिले, वो हमारी प्रिमाइस थी। वहाँ हम उस तरीके से अपने को भी देखते थे और अपने साथ बाकी सबका भी जुड़ाव कैसे है। मैं ब्लेम, मतलब मैं मुझे नहीं दोषी ठहरना। देयर इज़ अ लार्ज सिस्टम, देयर इज़ अ लार्ज जो वो है, व्यवस्था है जिसका मैं हिस्सा हूँ और जिसमें मेरा हिस्सा एक बेटी होने के नाते ये होगा। और फिर उसी के साथ कास्ट का भी आया, क्लास का भी आया और पावर का। हाँ, पावर की बात बहुत स्पष्ट हुई कि पावर के रिलेशन, सत्ता के संबंध कैसे इक्वल नहीं हो पाते हैं, क्यों नहीं हो पाते, वो एक्सप्लोरेशन इस टीम के साथ हुआ। और फिर धीरे धीरे मुझे ये भी लगा था कि हम लोग धरना करते हैं, जुलूस करते हैं, वॉर राइटिंग करते हैं, लेकिन एक अपने लिए एक जगह जो हम अपनी बात लिख सकें, कह सके, गा सके। गाती तो पहले मैं लता मंगेशकर की तरह से अपने आप को सोचती थी, हाँ, लेकिन ये नए किस्म के गाने, उसमें वो उसका अलग अपील। मतलब हमारे वहाँ नंदनगरी में मेला होता है ना, उस मेले में तोड़ तोड़ के बंधन चलाया जा रहा है। नौशे अली उनका था, टेंट वेंट लगे थे, वो ये भी चलाते थे। तो इस तरीके की नई चीज़ें, गांव में चले जाए, बिहार के बहुत इंटीरियर गांव में, वहाँ औरतें ये गाना गा रही हैं। मतलब वाह भी कुछ है बात इन गानों में। तो गाना बहुत बड़ा एक ज़रिया रहा मेरे लिए, लोगों के साथ जुड़ने में, लोगों को समझने में, मुद्दों पे बातचीत करने में। और वो जागोरी की वजह से ही, वो क्योंकि जागोरी वो प्लेटफॉर्म था, बनाता था, उसको एनरिच करता था, तो ये हुआ। और कुछ चीज़ें हम लोगों की दिखने में ऐसा लगता था फ्रिवलस था वो, हम लोग, लेकिन उसका असर रहा। केसेस की वजह से वो कुछ पॉलिसी लेवल चेंजेस आई, चाहे वो डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस में, सेक्सुअल, मतलब अपने ही भाइयों द्वारा, इसमें जो घर के अंदर जो लड़कियों का, वो उस पर कानून बने। फिर सुधा गोयल का केस जो था, जो ओम स्वाहा, जिसके सौभाग्य से शुरुआत से लेके आखिरी शो तक कम से कम लगभग 100 के करीब शो हुए होंगे। और ये हाँ,
माइक करीब,
ओके, 100 के करीब शो। तो ओके, दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम विद माय थिएट्रिकल हाँ, वो सारा वो बहुत ज़्यादा आ जाता है। तो
की बात करो।
हाँ, ना मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ यार, ये है सॉलिडारिटी, जागोरी की बुनियाद। हाँ, ऐसे बहुत से उदाहरण मिलेंगे सॉलिडारिटी की जहाँ बात है। मुझे, हम लोग गांव में गए थे, उससे पहले मैं शराब के बहुत खिलाफ थी, क्योंकि मेरे परिवार में मेरे पिताजी के पीने की वजह से मुझे बहुत दिक्कत होती थी। एक ब्राह्मणिकल पुराने तरीके की फैमिली में ये अलाउड नहीं था, अच्छा नहीं माना था, कोई और नहीं पीते थे, पिताजी पीते थे, और उसके लिए हमें बहुत दिक्कत होती थी। तो मैंने शराब नहीं पीना। हम लोग सब लोग जा रहे थे आदिवासी एक इलाके में, वर्कशॉप भी था, बिहार, हाँ, आदिवासी इलाके में करेंगे। तो वहाँ पर अब रात को हम लोग सब ठहरे सुंदर नगर में कहीं पर, पता नहीं, हाँ, वहाँ पर सब लोग, ये लोग पिए। मैंने कहा नहीं, मैं तो नहीं पीऊँगी, मैं अच्छी हूँ ना, मैं नहीं पीती। तो ठीक है। लेकिन जब गांव में पहुँचे, वहाँ पर जब मेले में सबके साथ देखा, और उनका एक रिवाज होता है उस दिन कि वो चांद, हाँ, रात को अंधेरे में ढोल बजाते हैं, नाचते हैं, और रानू फूल करके एक है जिसका वो रक्षी, मतलब पीने का बनाते हैं। और वो हम लोग, जो वहाँ की लीडर थी, महिला लीडर थी, उसके घर में जब गए, पिया, थोड़ा सा लग गया अच्छा, थोड़ा और भी पिया, उसका वो कांसे का वो था ना लोटा, उसमें से और डाला। फिर ये लोग शायद चले गए थे, इनकी कांसे के उसमें जो बचा हुआ था वो भी डाला। अब पी तो बहुत ली, अब आया सुसु। अब सॉलिडारिटी का देखिए क्या होता है, मैं इसीलिए बता रही हूँ इसको, पीने के लिए नहीं। तो सुसु आया तो हम रोड पे, वहाँ कहाँ कहेंगे, रोड पे थे, घर रोड के पास था, वहाँ मैं सुसु करने अब रुक नहीं पाई। अब नाड़ा मेरे से खुल नहीं रहा, नाड़ा नहीं खुल रहा, तो भारती ने खोला नाड़ा, मैं बैठी, अब वो खत्म ही ना हो। और उधर से ट्रक आने लगे अपने वो सनलाइट लेके, इन लोगों को लग रहा अभी ये दिख जाएगी ऐसे, तो इन सब ने दीवार बना दी ताकि मैं दिखूं। ये सॉलिडारिटी का एक और उदाहरण था। तो ऐसे सॉलिडारिटी में एक और हम लोग कैंपेन कर रहे थे कांग्रेस के खिलाफ, 84 का दंगा हुआ, उसके बाद हम लोग नांगलोई के उसमें थे, मंगोलपुरी इधर गए हुए थे, वहाँ बस में चढ़ रहे थे तो बहुत जोर से झटका मारा, आगे खड़े थे तो मैं गिर गई और मेरे को चोट आई। और मेरे को ये लोग सब अस्पताल, रुक्मिणी, शीबा, ये सब गाड़ी में करके अस्पताल ले गए, बट मैं मेंस्ट्रुएट कर रही थी उस दिन, तो मुझे उनके स्ट्रेचर पे बिठाया, देखा मेल डॉक्टर, मैं कहा नहीं मैं नहीं दिखाऊंगी क्योंकि मेंस्ट्रुएट कर रही हूँ। ये लोगों ने थोड़ा थोड़ा डांटा भी, लेकिन मैं घर आई और ये लोग जानते थे मेरे घर में क्या दिक्कतें हैं। शिबा, मुझे याद है, शिबा अपनी गाड़ी लेके रुक्मिणी के साथ ये लोग गए, मुझे सीढ़ी से गोदी में करके उतारा और मैं आभा के घर में लगभग 15 दिन रही। इसमें ये भी एक बहुत बड़ी सॉलिडारिटी मुझे, और ये और किसी मूवमेंट में मैंने कहीं पर नहीं देखा रिश्तेदारी में। तो मेरे लिए, मैं माइक्रो लेवल पे ज़्यादा काम करती हूँ, तो मैं शायद बातें भी उसी तरह की ही करती हूँ, और लोगों को शिकायत भी कई बारी होती है, लेकिन इसका मतलब नहीं कि वो माइक्रो लेवल तक रखता है, वो धीरे धीरे पॉलिसी लेवल तक भी जुड़ा है, जिसमें एक सुधा गोयल के केस से जो हमने किया, उसके आप जानते हैं क्या क्या चेंजेस आए। तो मेरे ख्याल से और बाकी तो बहुत कुछ है कहने को, कि निकलते जाएंगे, इन्होंने भी बहुत कुछ कह दिया, लेकिन मैं कहूँगी हमारा माइनॉरिटी ग्रुप, हमारे ग्रुप में जोगी भी कुछ कहे।
थैंक यू रुनु। और रुनु का ऑडेशियस बिहेवियर मैंने भी देखा। हम सहारनपुर जा रहे थे बस में, रुनु, जूही और मैं पहली बार जा रही थी तुलसी, और रुनु, बिकॉज देयर वाज नो स्पेस, सडनली शी लाइक खून की उल्टी हो रही है, एंड एवरीवन गेव अस स्पेस एंड वी हैड लॉट ऑफ स्पेस टू सिट, एंड आई वाज अमेज्ड एट दिस ऑडेशियस बिहेवियर दैट यू कैन डू दिस आल्सो इन अ पब्लिक बस। And over to Jogi.
नहीं, मैं सिर्फ 1 मिनट दूंगा। 2 चीज़ें बोलनी है। एक तो एज यू कैन सी, आई बीन अ ग्रेट listener in these 40 years, and very interested listener, and that act has actually pushed me into becoming a writer of some sort now. So I do write. In fact, I had written for this occasion also, but we don't have the time to read that. The 2 things I want to say. One is, there was huge learning at every level. औरत का चमत्कार जो एग्जीबिशन बना, तो ये पहले सिर्फ महिलाओं के लिए था कि महिलाएं आएंगी, अपने बारे में जानेंगी, अपने शरीर के बारे में जानेंगी, और महरौली में किया था। सो महिलाएं आई और हमने देखा कि वो तुरंत गायब हो गई, और फिर वो अपने हस्बैंड्स को लेके आई, बोला कि आप अभी इनको बताओ हमारे बारे में, आपके एग्जीबिशन को दिखा करके। तो दैट वाज अमेजिंग लर्निंग कि व्हाट वी थॉट इज समथिंग दैट women needed to know in a little bit more rational, scientific way, but they instantly turned it around to say, look, husbands need to know about our bodies, they don't. So that was a massive learning, and I've always carried that with me. Second, just briefly, I'll talk about these diaries.
Okay.
No, I can talk loudly. Okay.
मैं एक चीज़ जोगी के साथ जोड़ना चाहती हूँ। जागोरी की शुरुआत इस बात से हुई कि अगर हमें हिंदी बेल्ट में काम करना है तो, और उनके साथ काम करना है जिन्हें कभी भी स्कूल जाने की इजाज़त नहीं मिली, मौका नहीं मिला, सब उनको इलिटरेट गंवार कहते रहे। उनके पास अगर जाना है तो कौन सी भाषा, क्योंकि वो पढ़ेंगी नहीं। उन्होंने गाने की बात करती है, वो उससे इतना बेहतरीन जुड़ा हुआ क्योंकि उनको वो गानों की धुनें मालूम थी, तो गाना मुश्किल नहीं था, शब्द बदलते गए। और उस टाइम हमने सोचा कि नोटबुक कैसे बनाए। हमने डायरी की बात नहीं की क्योंकि हमारे लिए उस टाइम जो कल्पना तुम कह रही थी ना, समय का जो मुद्दा है जो हमें कंट्रोल करता है, तब हमारे पास समय का मुद्दा नहीं था, हमारे पास समझ का मुद्दा था। और ये जो डायरी की बात जोगी करने वाले हैं, दिस वॉज द बिगनिंग ऑफ आवर एफर्ट एंड काइंड ऑफ एक्सपेरिमेंट कि बगैर लैंग्वेज के हम किस तरह से उन महिलाओं तक पहुंच पाएँ जिन्होंने कभी स्कूल की शक्ल नहीं देखी है। So this is the beginning, and the complementarity that I talked about. Shiva did the drawing, Jogi wrote. हम सब बहनों के साथ बैठ के इन डायरियों को बनाते थे, और वो शिफ्ट जो हुआ है डिजिटलाइजेशन का, वो थोड़ा खटकता है क्योंकि ये डायरीज हमारे मन से बात करते करते, रोते हंसते गाते बनी हुई हैं, और इनमें वो रस है, वो जो लिखा हुआ। हाँ,
ये इस डायरी के संदर्भ में बता दूं, सॉलिडारिटी से वो भी जुड़ा हुआ है कि सॉलिडारिटी के झमेले भी होते हैं। ये जो आप देख रहे हो ना, इसके कवर, इस कवर को लेके आभा सबको नचाती थी, ये नहीं रंग, ये ऐसा इसमें धागा डलेगा, इसमें ऐसे पॉकेट लगेंगे, ये सब इतना आसानी से नहीं होता है सॉलिडारिटी। सोचो कि सब बहुत बढ़िया होता है।
नहीं, इसमें हाँ, तो जब बात हो रही थी कि डायरी बनेगी या नोटबुक बनेगी, तो हमने देखा कि महिलाएं कैसे इस्तेमाल करती हैं, जो डायरीज होती हैं कैसे इस्तेमाल करती हैं। और हमने पाया कि वो डेट के हिसाब से नहीं, मगर पेज के हिसाब से लिखती हैं। वो किसी पेज को खाली नहीं छोड़ती कि शुरू के, जैसे आमतौर पे डायरीज 18 दिसंबर से चालू हो जाती है, तो वो और फिर दिया जाता है उसको नए साल में, तो वो जो पेजेस बचे हैं वो उसको खाली नहीं छोड़ती हैं, तो वो लिखना चालू कर देती हैं। तो हमने फिर उससे निकाला कि वी नीड नोटबुक, हमको नोटबुक चाहिए जिसमें डायरी का एक कंडेंस सेक्शन लगा दिया, तो वो नोटबुक बनी। फिर नोटबुक में जो पेजेस हैं, उन पेजेस को हम कैसे देखेंगे, तो उसको हमने एक जैसे लाइन बनी, तो लाइन को भी ऐसे ड्रॉ किया, ऐसे बनाया कि जितने भी लोग उसको लिखेंगे उसमें, वो उस लाइन की वजह से एक दूसरे से जुड़ जाएंगे। तो लाइन को भी शुरू में हमने धागे की तरह बनाया। इट्स अ थ्रेड which will actually align other women with it. So solidarity का ये भी एक बहुत ही sort of एक एम्बेडेड तरीका था। फिर उसमें शब्द लिखे गए, तो एक तरह से एक वर्कशॉप जैसी सिचुएशन हो जाती थी, सब ग्रुप बैठा हुआ है और बातें होती थी, और उससे शब्द लिए जाते थे, और फिर वो शब्दों से काफ़ी महिलाओं ने ड्राइंग्स बनाई, इलस्ट्रेशन बनाई, तो ये इकट्ठा हो गए, और फिर उसको लिख करके सबको जोड़ करके जो इकट्ठा हुआ, फिर हमने कहा कि ठीक है, इसको संभाल के रखने का, तो संभालेंगे कैसे। तो फिर हमने वही मेटाफर इस्तेमाल की, महिलाएं कैसे पल्लू में चीज़ बांधती हैं, दुपट्टे में बांधती हैं, तो इसका जो कवर है वो वहाँ से आया कि इस पूरी की पूरी जो चीज़ वो लिखें वो उसमें कवर में आए, और ये कवर जयपुर से आए थे। और फिर कई बार चीज़ें गिर जाती हैं, तो गिरे ना, तब हमने फिर ये किया कि हाँ, इसको बांधा जाए। तो ये जो जेस्चर्स थे कि आप एक जो डायरी है उसमें वापस पूरी की पूरी जो एक जीवनी है उसमें जो जेस्चर्स आते हैं, इम्पोर्टेंट जेस्चर्स हैं, वो आप कैसे उसमें ला सकते हैं। तो ये इंटरेस्टिंग एग्जाम्पल था। एक थोड़ा सा और बोलूँगा कि कई बार ये थीम्स कैसे लेते थे। तो आंगन से आंगन तक उसमें उस टाइम कम्युनलाइजेशन काफ़ी था। उसके ऊपर बात हुई कि what does it actually mean? Based about the other in us. हमारे अंदर दूसरों के लिए किस तरह से स्पेस गायब हो जाती है। तो उसको लेकर के हमने कहा कि ठीक है, यदि हम आंगन की बात करें, आंगन में लोग आते थे, आंगन में दूसरे लोग मिलकर के चीज़ें बनाते थे, बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज़ होती थी, चाहे वो रजाई बनाने की है, चाहे वो अचार बनाने की है, चाहे वो पींग में झूला लगाने की है, बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज़ होती थी जिसमें लोग दूसरे लोग आ जाते थे हमारे घर में। तो हमने ये डबल स्प्रेड को ऐसे इस्तेमाल किया जिसमें इसको जैसे दो आंगन मान, एक पन्ना ये एक आंगन है, ये दूसरा आंगन है, और जो डबल स्प्रेड है वो एक जॉइंट आंगन बन जाता है। और उसमें फिर जो जिस तरह से इलस्ट्रेशंस हुई, जिस तरह से चीज़ें बनी, वो एक्चुअली में वाकई में आंगन को जोड़ रही थी, आंगन को। सो आंगन से आंगन तक उस तरह से आया। तो कई बार जो सोशल जो इश्यूज थे उसको एक सिंपल तरीके से डायरी के माध्यम से हम लोगों ने ये कोशिश की इसको इलस्ट्रेट करने की। ओके,
थैंक यू सो मच। ये जागोरी की नोटबुक और डायरी, all of us who've been in Jaguri at different points have a different memory of it, you know. I mean, Manjima's here, Sarojini, Seema, Nandini, we've all been part of this. I think it is that space of solidarity. And I am now going to move to our two other speakers who are not founders. But in between, I would like to insert my story a little bit. I came to Jaguri as an enthusiastic researcher. I was doing my PhD, and Jaguri was going to be my field. I mean, really, I didn't know that Jaguri is a black hole which just devours you. Field, a big joke. So I came to do field work really enthusiastically. I came and met Kamla. She said, come to this Dharna. I met Haba. She said, come to Calicut. So the Calicut conference, and when I went to the Calicut conference, so then I was like, Nandita Gandhi is a writer, academic, so she will be my muse. So I would follow her around, you know, saying that if she can write, I'm going to write a PhD. It took me eight years to get to that PhD because I became an activist for many years, and I stayed in Jaguri forever, as they say, the story, this thing. But Nandita, as a fellow traveler of Jaguri, as, you know, as from Bombay, friendship, all of that, can you share a few words about your journey?
The reason I'm standing is that we've been sitting for so long, I thought we'd give our legs a little stretch. Right. So, Calicut. I don't want to say much about Calicut, but I do remember Kalpana following me around. But that was also a sort of a path-breaking conference. But let me come to the conferences as a field of solidarity later on. But the first thing I want to say, in spite of Manjima giving a whole intellectual and almost theoretical framework for solidarity, is that frankly we didn't know the word at all. Yeah, and we didn't name what we were doing. We were not conscious of what we were doing. But that doesn't mean we were unthinking. We knew what we were doing, yeah, but we were doing it out of passion and out of our commitment and dedication. And we were then sitting down and not theorizing, but at least seeing, have we done what we were supposed to do, and has it had an impact? That was the level of the thinking that we did, but we did not name. Yeah, the naming and the theorizing came much later. Yeah, but the process of what happened is very interesting to know, because that gives us the clues to what we will understand as solidarity. And I would like to add my little bit to the theoretical framework which Majima has also put forward. I'm supposed to bring in the Mumbai angle. Moving from Delhi, which is of course thinks of itself as the center of India, and no other city exists. You know. So we, people from the south are even more annoyed than people from this thing, and we are on the cusp of south and north, you know, the Mumbai walas. So we know. But let me say that in Mumbai, when we started the national conferences, movements came up spontaneously in cities after the Mathura rape case, and we started talking about violence, which the other women's groups, especially the political ones, the others had turned very service-oriented. The political ones also did not take up, right? So when we started all that, there were a series of prep meetings. And I had gone to Hyderabad with my friends from Forum in order to plot and plan and you know, do these conferences, which were highly disorganized, but somehow worked. Abha was there. So we're coming back to the founder and what happened to Jagori. Abha was there. And I was told by Vikas, the person we spoke about earlier, who was a common friend, said, Abha's there, and so, you know, why don't you go and meet her and all? And so I said, yeah, fine. Let's meet another person. Now she's in Sri Sangarsh, I'm in Forum. Yeah, we have something in common. I went and introduced myself, and she just cold-shouldered me. like, like, who is this? It must have been my Bombaya Hindi which revolted her or something like that. You know, all this chaste Hindi and all, you know, it was beyond us. But, yeah, but she cold-shouldered me. All right. And then what happened was that she kept bumping into me and I kept bumping into her. And what really got us together was that we dreamt up our own resources center independently yet together. Yeah, we developed Akshara in Mumbai and she was developing Jagori, right? The focuses were different. We were working with students. She was working with rural women, but we shared. We, in a way, worked with each other and along with each other. They used the Akshara classification system as much as they could, but their material was very different. We became the sort of a distribution point in Mumbai for all of Jagori's material, the posters, the cassettes which you heard about. We were, you know, selling them, distributing them, and even later the sablas that came out. You know, so there was a sort of a tangential as well as a very interwoven connection between the two. Training methodologies. Yeah, we knew each other's staffs. Anyway, we had only 5 people, you know, if we had 5 people at all at that time, right? It wasn't such a huge team that Jagori has now. So it was a very intimate understanding of each other's organizations. And I think that that is one of the aspects which we keep talking about only friendship, or friendship is part of solidarity, but I want to add this other dimension, that it was also the shared vision, the shared objectives, and the shared methodologies and actions which we had, which worked into this solidarity. Now, that is one layer, I would say. And another layer was that, in a way, all of us, not only Abha and me, but people from Forum, people from Saheli, all of us, feminists at that time in the 1980s, were outliers. Outliers in the sense that we were part of, but not part of. We were part of a whole, but not part of that. We were part of our families, but alienated from our families. We were part of the alternative left groups which we were part of, but not really part of because we wanted our own space. Right? We were part of a community, a society, but not part of it because we were questioning it all the time. What is marriage? What is relationship? Why is this like that? Why is this hierarchy like that? All the time. Precocious kids, you know, all the time questioning. Right? And I think that that aspect of being not on the margins, but being an outlier, away from that, but yet part of it, is what gave us a bond. And that bond is what I would say is a feminist solidarity. That is what really is. Thank you.
Lovely. I think the bond of being in the margins is an interesting one. Over to you, Inakshi.
थैंक यू एंड 40 साल बहुत होते हैं, मतलब 40 साल में हम आ गए यहाँ तक, जी गए, बच गए, बैठे हैं, वही अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धि है। जब आप सॉलिडारिटी की बात कर रही थी, 2 शब्द मुझे और याद आया, और वो ज़्यादा हो गया क्योंकि मेरे सामने उमा जी बैठी, उमा मैम वहाँ बैठी है, मैं यहाँ बैठी हूँ। मतलब इट्स ऑल्सो इंटरजेनरेशनल and it's also inspirational. I mean that if she wasn't there, I wouldn't be, is also an important part of, I think, the solidarity. I mean, because and they were, when I came in 84, I must say I was intimidated by all of these people. मैं बहुत डरती थी, मुंह नहीं खोलती थी, और मैं इतनी बातू नहीं हूँ, लेकिन मेरी आवाज़ यहाँ एक रूनू से बात करती थी, बिकॉज रूनू मेरे को लगता था कि चल जाएगा मेरे जैसी है। बाकी ये लोग, मैं थोड़ी सी डरती थी कि ये वसुधा के साथ काम करती थी, वसुधा अपने आप में ही शी हैड filed the Mathura case and it had all of that. So she in itself was an intimidating person. But Jagori was a name, it was a light I had to go to, but I was afraid to go, but I would try to integrate. It was when Rupkavar Sati happened that it just, everything melted. We had to be out on the streets. I was hugely pregnant. एंड क्योंकि मैं प्रेग्नेंट थी तो वृंदा वगैरह जो थे वो सब बोलते तुम आगे खड़ी हो, पुलिस नहीं मारेगी हमें। इतना बड़ा पेट लेके। सो मतलब तब दैट इज व्हेन द होल, अब उससे पहले कभी मार्च में चले गए 8 मार्च इवेंट में, बट दैट्स व्हेन द होल need to come together, the solidarity build, go across political spectrums. That's when Janvadi, everybody, how do we just go? And then what a horrible name we created, Jackass, remember? Joint Action Committee Against Sati. Jackass. We'll come back and we say, ye humne kya naam rakha, Jackass. But that was, the Jackass was doing solidarity, We were marching, we were fighting. It was chakkas, but we and then we did the sexual assaults bill. We had, and it came in afterwards. I mean, it took so long to come as an amendment to the Indian Penal Code. But 92, we were all sitting together, drafting. I was this little puny one amongst all these stalwarts, and we would all meet here at different places, and Lotika Sarkar would hold fort and tell us. So that was, again, intergenerational solidarity was happening, and inspirational solidarity was happening. But I think the time that really, I mean, the reason I am here on the board of Jagori was when हम लोग जब juvenile justice का कानून को juvenile justice का debate शुरू हुआ, and it became almost women's movements, women's rights versus children's rights. एक divide सा बनने लगा, और ये एक अजीब सा, वही लोग जो हम ही हैं, हम अपने आप को women's movement वाले भी कहते हैं, feminist भी कहते हैं, लेकिन एक divide बन गया कि ये लोग बच्चों वाले हैं, हम औरतों वाले हैं, women's safety is getting, women's safety is getting compromised. Jagori's role in that was stellar. Jagori was the only women's rights organization जो हमारे साथ Supreme Court तक गया. They were one of the petitioners, and I think that really changed the narrative at every level, including in the Supreme Court. That it is not about, it's about safety and protection for everybody. It's about safety and protection for children. It's about safety and protection for women. It's about right of justice and reform for even children offenders. Everybody has a right to be protected under law in society. And that conversation was so important to bring us to where we are, where we were on juvenile justice. Of course, the Qanun changed and all of that happened, but that's a different matter. And I think I'll end here.
Thank you. We could go on forever, but we don't have the time today. But many of these conversations will continue in the other panels, and there will be a chance for everyone to speak as we go through the day. Yeah. Solidarity. Yeah. Of course.
Hi. This is from one of the diaries. अगले जन्म में चिड़िया बनूंगी मैं और तेरी डाली पे अपना घोंसला बनाऊंगी.
Wow, wow. And since Abha wanted us to end with a song, we'll have a few lines of the song and then we will end this.
हाँ, और इससे पहले मैं एक घटना भी कह दूं कि कानपुर में ट्रेड यूनियन वहाँ जो था उसमें हम ग्रामीण महिलाओं के साथ काम करते थे, वो लोग गणेश पांडे, तो उनके साथ कोई बैठक थी, ये सब था, तो वहाँ पर वो एग्जीबिशन हुई औरत का चमत्कार. आई हैड लिटिल प्रॉब्लम विद चमत्कार, मैं और ज्योति का, मुझे याद है हम दोनों को चमत्कार शब्द से थोड़ा दिक्कत था कि हम इसको क्यों हम तो डिमिस्टिफाई करना चाहते हैं सारे उसको जानकारी का, तो थोड़ी दिक्कत, लेकिन फिर भी सॉलिडारिटी में तो मानना ही था. तो वहाँ पर ये महिलाओं को हम उस औरत को उस टाइम तक मेरा अपना सेक्सुअल एक्सपीरियंस नहीं हुआ था, और मैं उनको समझा रही बच्चे कैसे पैदा होते. That was a learning, as Jogi said ना, a great learning. और भी learnings रहे हैं, वो बाद में बात करेंगे, लेकिन ये great learning रहा. मैं उनको बता रही हूँ जिनके 9 बच्चे पैदा हो गए हैं. ओके, अब ये गाना जो उसका था वो मैं गाती हूँ, और मैं जूही का नाम भी लेना चाहती हूँ. जूही इस डायरी के मामले में जूही का, वो तब तक स्कर्ट्स पहनती थी और साथ में आबा के घर के साथ रहती थी. उसकी जो मेहनत है वो कम नहीं है. और एक हमारे मूवमेंट में वो शायद किसी संस्था से ऐसे नहीं जुड़ी, वो है नंदिता हक्सर. वो स्पिरिट थी हमारी पीछे प्रोटेस्ट की, उसमें मतलब अजीब स्पिरिट थी. और सविता का केस वाज द फर्स्ट केस एवर इन दिल्ली, एटलीस्ट आई नो, रिट्रीवल, डाउरी रिट्रीवल, और जो नंदिता ने लड़ा था और गाइड किया था, तो वो मेरे ख्याल से मुझे तो याद रहेगा. ओके, वो गाना. आओ बहनोरी सुनो आज दिखाएं औरत का चमत्कार, जंगोरी कुछ समझोरी कुछ जानोरी, जन्म से लड़की को क्यों समझे है पराई, और दलदर बोझरी, और दलदर बोझरी, बचपन छूटा दूर बेरियाई ऐसी जवानी, हमको कर गई रे मजबूर, हमको कर गई रे मजबूर. जनते जनते बच्चों को, सहते सहते कष्टों को, जीवन लगने लगा किनारे, फिर भी बनी नहीं पहचान, तेरी मेरी एक पहचान, बनी मातम पे गंद बनी पहचान, कमला की पहचान. ये
Thank you. I think we'd like the Jaguri team to come to just give a small token of our appreciation. Sunita Thakur, Anu, Amrita, Nidhi, Mahabir and Sachin, please come and share our... Stand up for gift.
लोग इधर से आओ। दो लोग इधर से। I know. Thank you. I don't think anyone can sum up this amazing panel. It has been really a privilege for me to be hosting this panel. And I promise that this is only the beginning of archiving our history, because our history is a history of all of us. And yeah, so now, thank you. Acha, Manjima's gift also, come. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. Just come and join us for a photograph. You're part of our history. So let's just all get for a photograph. And tea is ready, so we can, since we're running a little bit late, I request all of you to have a quick tea and come back as fast as possible in 15 minutes. Yeah. Come.